in no department. Speed, power, chance, heart, none.
Alright.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap a troll with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck a troll, what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time that Lester been black and eyes like Debo. Like Debo? And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Gon' watch me, you gon' steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8. 7-8. And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I don't mess around, I don't fuck around. But I fuck around, not wear my crown. Fuck around, not wear my crown. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There he go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There he go talking that boxing again. This trio talk like fight fan. There he go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There he go talking that boxing again. There he go talking that boxing again. There he go talking that boxing again.
What's up with it, everybody? What's good with y'all? Yeah, y'all already know what to do when you come in the building. Smash on that like button and then jump in the comments and let us know you in the building. Phil J 508, what's happening with you? What's good with it? I know I'm coming on late today. Had a lot to do, but we here. You know, we still here. And we still gonna get this. We got a lot to cook on today. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get into it, Phil J. We're gonna talk about it. J.A. Dixon, what's happening with it, fam? Cassandra, the queen, in the building. Let me see. And I can't lie to y'all, man. That was a hell of a pay-per-view card. That was an exciting pay-per-view card. You know, whoever bought that pay-per-view card, you know, I gotta say I was wrong. I gotta say I was wrong about the card because it was worth the $50, you know. But we gonna talk about it. Like I said, we gonna get into it. Stan Swish, what's good with it? Christopher Russell, what's happening with it? Yeah, Phil J, man, that was a hell of a fight card, man. I feel bad that I was telling people, you know what I'm saying, that I was talking shit about it now. I feel bad I was talking shit about the card because, you know, I'm going to keep it 100. We all was. We was all talking shit, you know, telling people that it wasn't worth no pay-per-view. But it actually turned out to prove all of us wrong. And we're going to talk about it. Wait for Money to get in the building, you know. He going to be in the building right now in a second. Let me see. Yeah, so you know, every fight on that card actually showed out. Every fight on that card was you know, they did their thing. They showed that they was worthy of being on pay-per-view. And that's all we asked for. And I tried to, you know, somebody snitched on me, you know. I tried to show y'all the fights, but somebody snitched. You know, somebody always telling. You know, somebody always snitching. Grown ass motherfucking men and shit running around here telling like little kids. Mox G, what's happening with it? Salute to you. Yeah. But like I said, hell of a pay-per-view card. You know, hell of a pay-per-view card. All of the fights was exciting on the pay-per-view. All of them was exciting. I didn't get to watch on the zone. You know, they had some fights on the zone earlier in the day. You had Natasha, I think her name is Johannesburg. She fought Katie Taylor. That was a hell of a fight. I don't know if any of y'all seen that fight earlier on the zone. That was on the undercard of the Dillian White. Hold on, let me bring Money in. What's happening with your Money? What's good with it, Big Stepper?
Yes, sir. What's going down, bro? How you feeling? What's going down?
Oh man, I'm good. Man, just I was just chopping it up, telling people about, you know, just the fight card on Saturday, the Andy Ruiz, the pay-per-view. I was like, man, we was wrong about that shit. They actually showed that they was worthy of being on pay-per-view. Every fight on that card was fire.
All facts, bro. All facts. We say what we ain't gonna do until that shit happen. And then the ones that we talking about be pay-per-view worthy, don't be giving us shit. We be sitting up there with the motherfucking undercards, and then we paying for the main event. This card we had, everybody was banging in that bitch. Everybody. Even the crowd, they even had fights in the motherfucking audience. So you know that shit was jumping.
That shit was jumping, dog. Like I said, you know, it was basically an all Mexican fight card, but they showed out, dog. They really showed out. And like I said, you know, I apologize. I had to apologize for telling people, you know, don't buy that shit, you know, because they actually showed out. And it just shows you, you know, because as boxing fans, what we usually tend to do is we want to see the best fight the best. So we tend to go off names, you know, instead of looking at the matchups. And, you know, the undercards, it didn't have no big names on there, but they showed that they was big time shit. They showed that they was big dogs by the way that they got in the ring and they fought, you know. So it was shit. It was worthy of that $50. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was worthy because, like you said, Money, we'll get these big time names, right? We'll get these big time names. We'll only the whole fucking undercard be some straight trash. You watching the undercard and you damn near try not to doze off and fall asleep because the shit is trash. And then you paying for just one fight on the card. You paying $89, damn near $100 to see one fight. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the card be trash. This card, it was lit from top to bottom. Every fight on this card was lit from top to bottom. So, you know, it was pay-per-view worthy, no doubt. It was pay-per-view worthy. They all showed out, man.
And not only that, they got robbed out some pay-per-views because, like you say, I tried to order that bitch. It was fucked up. And there was a lot of people that tried to order that fight where they couldn't even get through, bro. They just had a black screen. So they got robbed out some pay-per-view.
Yeah, what's up with that shit? What's up with that? That's crazy, dog. What's up with that shit? Like, that's funny. That sound real like suspect to me because I've heard of pay-per-views messing up like for a little bit and then they'll get that shit fixed. But like you said, you was trying to order that shit for a long time. Yeah, it just wouldn't go through, huh?
It didn't go through, and a lot of other people couldn't get it either. So they was robbed out of some money on that night.
That's crazy, dog. That's wild, you know. So it's kind of like you really can't even go off of how good the pay-per-view did or didn't do because it was probably thousands of people that tried to order it that couldn't get the fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. And you know, I feel bad for the fighters that was on the card because you know they showed out, man. They put their lives on the line and they went out there and they showed out for the fans. And that's all we can ask for. Sheena, salute Queen in the building.
Shayna, what's going down? Queen Cassandra Mason going down, Queen.
Maricel Aguilar, salute to you. Or the Marcel. Is it Marcel Aguilar? My bad. Cassandra Mason. Y'all already seen Cassandra. She in the building. Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, I felt bad for shitting on the pay-per-view card, you know. But like I said, I mean, that's just what we do as fans. We're gonna go off names, and there wasn't no big names on there, you know. And we was more so talking about the main event that it didn't deserve to be on pay-per-view. But that actually deserved to be a pay-per-view fight. You know, because at the end of the day, you're gonna go off of how the fighters perform in the ring, you know. Uppercuts Boxing Nation, what's happening with you? Everybody go to Facebook and go pull up Uppercuts Boxing Nation and go, you know what I'm saying, add yourself to the group.
Facts. Shouts out the Uppercut. What's going on, Uppercut, bro?
Yeah, but man, so before we even, you know, get into like, you know, some of the fights on that card, I was talking about before you came in, I was talking about that they did have a DAZN card. You know, the DAZN card came on earlier in the day. You know, you had I don't really know all the fights that was on that card. I know the fights that, you know, basically the co-main event. Hatton, you know, what's his name? Matthew Hatton? Is it his name?
Campbell Hatton.
Campbell Hatton, he fought, man. He fought on the card. He looked good, up and coming. What you think about Campbell Hatton? That's Ricky Hatton's son.
Yeah,
what you think about him?
Yeah, I like him. He got some little few things to work on though, but you know, he got some little raw talent out there. You go out there, you banging his ass off and things like that. You know, see a little bit of daddy in there, but he just up and coming though. So, you know, it's like when I look at him, I don't see somebody that's, I ain't gonna say that's trying to do what they did is in him. I can see that is in him. So he's a fighter, bro. He's a fighter. So I respect him for getting in the ring. Like I say, he got some things to work on though. You know, a little wide, just getting into it. Only the second fight. You know what I mean, but I think he get better as the years goes on. He get better though, bro. I like Campbell Hatton though. I like him.
Yeah,
he got potential to be a world champion. I don't see it in him right now, but he got some raw talent. But you know, like I say, he get better over the years. So let's just see how I want to see how he progress.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he got his pops. He got the right people around him to continue to improve. So yeah, you know, he fought and he's up and coming. So y'all be on the lookout for Campbell Hatton. You know, shit, y'all be on the lookout for him. He up and coming, man. And then, like I said, they had the ladies, man. I was looking forward to that fight. They had Natasha, Jonas. Yeah, Jonas, Natasha Jonas. You know, they had her up against Katie Taylor, and that was a good fight, dog. KG, what's happening with it? That was a good ass fight, dog. Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas was a good fight, man. Katie Taylor, it was I guess Natasha Jonas, it was a pretty close fight. It wasn't no landslide, but to me, Katie Taylor, she just wanted it more, man. She wanted it more. Down the stretch when Natasha Jonas had a chance to basically maybe get a victory or get a draw, she just let Katie Taylor basically outwork her, dog. She let Katie Taylor outwork her. I think that Natasha Jonas, if she had the correct instructions in her corner, she might have could have beat Katie Taylor. Because if you seen, and me and you was talking about this, Money, if you seen in the beginning of the fight, right? Natasha Jonas, she was using her jab, and when she was using her jab, she was confusing Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor didn't really have an answer for the jab, but then Natasha Jonas, she stopped using her jab. And one thing that she wasn't doing, and she wasn't doubling up on the jab, because when she did do it early on in the fight, she was confusing Katie Taylor. And I was looking at it and I was like, man, if she just continued to use her jab more, and work behind a double and triple jab, she can beat Katie Taylor. But she didn't do it. She ultimately she wasn't active enough. She was waiting on Katie Taylor, and you can't do that because Katie Taylor, she got a lot of grit, man. That's one thing I do know about Katie Taylor. She's not gonna quit. She ain't got no stopping her. She got a lot of grit. And ultimately, man, I think throughout that fight, it was pretty close, going into the second half. But ultimately, what I saw, besides Johannes not getting the correct instructions to really, double and triple up and work behind her jab, I think that, I don't know if Katie Taylor was just in better shape than her, but she could have more grit, man. She wanted it more. And she just was outworking Natasha. She was outworking her, When it comes down to the wire like that, right, you got to show that you really want it. You know what I'm saying? And Katie Taylor, she showed that. She was pressing the issue. She was throwing combinations, and she just wanted it more to me, man. She just had more heart in her. She had more grit. But it was a good fight. Natasha is asking for a third fight. They fought 9 years ago. They have fought 9 years ago. Natasha is asking for a third fight. She already lost twice. I don't really think that she deserved a third fight. You know what I'm saying? Because you had your chance. You had your chance twice, right? In this fight, you really had your chance, right? You had your chance to, when it came down to the wire, to pull them last 2-3 rounds out and show that you wanted, because you needed those rounds and you couldn't get it done. She did do some good work. You feel me? She hit Katie Taylor with some shit and with some power shots. I can't say that she really hurt Katie Taylor, but she made Katie Taylor feel her. You know what I'm saying? She felt her. But and Katie Taylor never hurt her. She never hurt her. She just really outworked her, dog. That's what it really came down to. So that was a good fight. What you thought about that fight, Money?
I feel like she outworked her though, but Natasha Jonas, she's a hell of a fighter. I knew she was gonna bring it, but it just, she in the beginning, Katie's speed was giving her a problem. That's all it was. Her speed was giving her a problem. She was trying to work the jab, but Katie was way faster than her ass, and she was throwing, combinations where Natasha was trying to time my ass and shit. Then she was letting Katie, push her backwards. But when she started picking it up, pushing Katie ass back, she started having good success. Great success. 6, 7, 8. She won all those. Then she let Katie come out, take the 9th, and then in the 10th, they went back and forth. But no, she man, what I love about her though, she lost in grace. She didn't cry about the situation. I actually think she like a rematch won't be bad. It won't be bad, but it ain't like she went out there and it was a split decision or some shit. Katie clearly won unanimous, but her the style that she fought with, it kind of reminded me of Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia, where Natasha was landing all the cleaner shots, but Katie was just being more active on it. She was landing good shots too, but she was just being more active, like more busier. You know what I mean? And that's Katie Taylor's style, and that's what get her ass in trouble down the stretch. Her ass out, she gassed out down the stretch. So Natasha, she should have went out working Katie Taylor, working her body early on, because she started working her body in the middle rounds, and that shit was paying off for her ass because she a strong puncher and she more physical than Katie Taylor. So if she was working her body early on, that shit like it would have did wonders for her, like from the 5th to the 10th, But she was trying to headhunt, and Katie was just she was too fast for her. She was blinding her with the speed and shit like that. Where she tried to catch on, but she started walking her ass down and started being first, and she started having success. You know, the ninth round, like she supposed to push from just went all out. The ninth round, I don't know why she took that break off like that, but she had an opportunity, like you say, kid. She had all the opportunities to put herself in position to win or for it to be a split decision. But you know, you gotta credit Katie Taylor. That's why I fuck with Katie hard, because she go out there, she gonna do what she gotta do to win, bro. She gonna find a way. It don't matter. She been hit by she been hurt by these girls. Like they do a lot of shit to her, and a lot of people don't get Katie her credit, bro, because you know what I mean, certain situation, but they gotta really pay attention to that girl. She be out there fighting her ass off, and she's skillful as fuck. She's skillful as fuck, but her problem is she just sometimes her ass go to the she switch back to the amateur shit and just get the throwing. Like I just want to fight, and that's man, because I knew she was gonna get Natasha Jones that chance to counter her ass, and she gave it to her. And Natasha, she's strong, bro. Her ass is strong. I thought she was gonna end up dropping Katie, but she hurt her at one point a time in the fight. She hurt her, but she tried to jump on and Katie ass recovered. But man, it was a hell of a fight, bro. I respect that fight. I thought Katie won, but Natasha was right there in it, and she showed like she on that level. She on the level, but she just gotta, like you said, she gotta show more dog, and she gotta be a little bit more active and push through. You know what I mean? But she got it. She got it to be a world champion, bro. She showed, because she was right there with her ass step for step in that second half. It's just in the first half, you know, she got to do a little bit more, go to the body, and don't be second just waiting on Katie Taylor, because Katie's speed was just, it was too much for her early on. But she got the time in that shit, and she got on that shit. And I respect that. But that was the fight I was most looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
Looking forward to that fight. Yeah,
that's the fight I wanted to see on that card. I wasn't really interested in the main event. I was interested in that fight.
Facts, bro. They showed up and showed out, though. That was a hell of a fight that I'm going to go watch back again. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, and yeah, man, most definitely, a hell of a fight. I would like to see the rematch between Natasha and Delphine Person, or what's her name?
Delphine Person, that's her name.
Yeah. I would like to see that rematch. You know,
that was her only loss before Katie. And Katie gave her a second loss.
Right, exactly. I would like to see them rematch, and then you know what I'm saying, the winner of that fight Katie. But my man Sylvester 2011, what's happening with you? Brown on box was good.
I do want to see that though, Katie versus Amanda.
Yeah. I was just going to say that, money. That's a hell of a fight. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. That'll be a hell of a fight. And Amanda Serrano, man, she deserved one of these big names like that, dog.
It was supposed to happen. Eddie Hearn fucked it up, dog.
Yeah, like these women don't really want to. I don't know what it is. They don't really want to fight Amanda Serrano. You see what I'm saying?
Eddie fucked it up, Keith. Eddie fucked it up.
He didn't want to pay her.
Yeah, he didn't want to pay her.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That it's your promoter. Your promoter don't want to pay you to get in the ring with that. Like Amanda Serrano, I think Amanda would beat her.
Me too. Yeah, you feel me? Girl, 6th division world champ, man. That girl ain't no joke. She already won because she beat her sister.
Yeah, I think Amanda beat her, dog. But moving along, man. I didn't get to watch Derrick Chisora versus Joseph Parker. I missed that fight. I still got to go back and watch that fight. I heard it was all right, man.
Yeah, it was good, bro. It was a good ass fight, bro. Joseph won though. Let's not get it fucked up. I hear every motherfucker, oh, he didn't get no goddamn rob. Cut that bullshit out, man. Their boy came, he dropped him, right? Which I thought it was kind of behind it, but he got the drop. I give it to him. Right. Wait a minute. Did he drop him? I think it was like behind the head. But nonetheless, he dropped him, kid. I give it to him. He dropped him. Fuck it. They call it a drop. It's a drop. Joseph got up, did exactly what he supposed to do, bro. He started, but I knew he was gonna get up and start outboxing their boy ass. Their boy, but because Joseph Parker ain't the go for it fighter, he ain't the pressure fighter to try to knock you out. He's the methodical, smart fighter that's gonna box your ass. Look at all his fights. But he started picking it up, started boxing Derrick Chisora ass, making his ass miss, making him pay. But see, it made if you gotta go for it fighter, Derrick Chisora is like the fight. That's why with a Dylan White, he can do so good, but then they knock his ass out because his ass gasses at the end. But he kept a little better win in this fight because Joseph Parker ain't the pressure fighter. But Joseph Parker outboxed him, bro. He outboxed him, was landing the cleaner shots. Dale was getting wide at times, but he was catching his ass. But it was a good ass scrap, though. But Joseph Parker won that fight, bro. He won that fight. Good fight. I can't lie. Good fight.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that fight. I was actually, man, I was out grocery shopping. I had to go grocery shopping. So I missed the whole fight. Lara fight. I mean, this gonna be quick. We could talk about the Lara fight real quick. Lara went in there and got a first round knockout, man. It's crazy because he punched the dude in the neck, dog. He caught him in the neck, huh?
I thought it was paralyzed for a minute.
Yeah, caught him in the neck, man, with a vicious knockout. So we really didn't get to see too much of Lara. He didn't really get no work. You know, Lara hadn't been in the ring. And when was the last time Lara had fought?
Against Brian Castano.
Are you sure? I thought he had a fight in between that. No, I think Lara had a fight in between that fight.
Did he?
Let me see.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yep, you're right. I remember that shit too. It was a nobody though. We beat the shit out of him.
Let me see. I'll pull it up right now for y'all. Lara had fought. Let me see. So Lara had fought Greg Vendetti.
Greg Vendetti,
yeah. I don't know who the hell that is.
August 29th, 2020.
Yeah, so he had. Damn.
Oh, he fought twice. Shit, he fought Ramon Alvarez. That's Canelo brother, right? Ramon Alvarez.
Yeah. He knocked him out early. I remember that. But so he hadn't fought until. Damn.
He fought August 29th.
Damn. He had what? That's a what?
September, October, November, December.
Oh yeah. So he had. Huh?
April.
What? Let me see.
April.
Yeah. So he had a little layoff. He ain't been that long.
Not that bad though. Yeah, not that bad. Ain't no
yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But Lara, man, do you think that Lara is still a threat at 154? Because he's 38 years old now. I don't know when his birthday is. Let me see when Lara turned 39. Okay, so he just turned 38 in April. But that's he up there. You know what I'm saying? For boxing, he up there.
Thanks.
Andy Cuban, so he might be 42. You feel me? They say they say 38, but he might be 42. And Lara, man, he been in a lot of tough fights throughout his career. You know, we see Lara, he don't have the legs under him that he used to. He's a different fighter now. You know, he'll stand in the pocket with you a lot more. Now, do you think that Lara is still a big threat to guys like Charlo, the top of the 154-pound division?
I do, bro. He fought at 160, right? So he just got the WBA at 160, but he said he'd go back down. He won't Charlo. He called Charlo at the press fight. They asked him about Jamal. He said Jamal's still like family to him. So that's how I know him and Charlo got a little animosity, bro. You hear me? They like, what about Jamal fight? He like, nah, Jamal. He's like, that's like family. But he said, shit, push come to shove, you know, it's still a sport. If we got to fight, we got to fight. So we got to do what we got to do. But I still think he is, bro. Like Lara, he's skillful, bro. Like, and he can fight. Like when you go back and look at him fighting, like sit down fighting, the motherfucker can fight. It's just that his ass gasses out too, because his body ain't that strong. Like they wear his ass down to the body and it shows. But for us, you know, and I said in the video, the legs, like he ain't got them same.
Man, y'all hit that like button. Why y'all ain't hit the like button? Smash on the like button. It don't take no time to hit that like button. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, so he ain't the Lara with them legs where he can move all around the ring and shit. So, you know, he still got some of it in him to try to, you know, get out the way of punches and shit like that. But he can most definitely go in there and make it interesting. Like I said, you know, my little triangle theory, I had him beating Charlo, I had Hurd beating Lara, and I had Charlo beating Hurd. Because of the simple fact, I knew a motherfucker that box can get Charlo problems, just like Tony Harrison. So I knew that Lara was gonna give him problems. Plus, he knew him. You know what I'm saying? He knew him from there. You know, he kind of showed them some shit in the gym with Ronnie Shields, things of that nature, even though Charlo changed his style up with Derrick James. But I knew his boxing style can get Charlo problems if he can't catch him with the punch. I knew that a pressure style get Lara problems. I knew that a big puncher get Jarett Hurd ass problems. So right now, you know, I switched it. I got an edge Charlo right now, but I still think Lara is going there and give him problems because that's a fight that he wants. You know, when it's a fight that you want, you don't give a fuck about nothing else. You get your ass up, dog. On that night, go try to be the best motherfucker you can be. And even with Lara being 38 years of age, bro, if he can turn back the hands of time just a little bit and be the best motherfucker that he can be, he gonna get anybody problems. He gonna get your ass problems because he a southpaw, and then that motherfucker, he's a hell of a Lara is accurate. That's what I want to say. He's an accurate motherfucker, bro. He know how to be accurate with his punches. He don't just waste punches. You feel me? He ain't gonna go out there and just throw shit just to be throwing it. His ass no angles. He know how to counter, bro. And you can see he got some pop. He got some pop. You feel me? He got that sneaky pop too, where you think he ain't hitting your ass hard, and he'll catch your ass, and you'll be like, God damn. So, man, I still think he's a threat right now. Not as big of a threat that I used to consider him as, but just by him having experience, bro, just by him being on the big stage, him not gonna be afraid of shit, and him wanting the opportunity to prove himself. You know what I'm saying? So when you got somebody like that, bro, you can never count a motherfucker out. They always dangerous. Now I do get Cholo the edge now because they grow into their own. I feel like that power is real. The power is real, and I feel like if he catch Lorez, he gonna put him out. You know what I mean? But you know, Lara still got something in the tank, bro. He said this episode, you feel like he got about 3 more prime years in him. He said he feel like he got 3 more prime years in him, then you know that's it for him. But you know, I still think he's a threat at 160 and at 154. So I'm looking forward to see how this shit play out with him. I want him to be more active, and I want to see him with them dudes because that's a lot of experience that has to be picking up, bro. It's a lot of experience, bro.
Right. Now, Lara, man, I did have him edging Charlo. You know what I'm saying? A couple years ago when that fight was really, really being talked about, I had Lara beating Charlo. But now I don't have Lara beating Charlo no more because his style has changed too much. You know, his style has changed too much. He slowed down. I thought he would have outboxed Charlo just like you did some years ago before his style changed. But now I think he slowed down enough for Charlo to beat him. I seen my man, and I'm gonna answer it because I seen my man. Where my man's at, man? I seen my man's say that he would like to see Lara rematch Canelo. That is, Canelo will beat the shit out of Lara now.
Yeah, right now.
Lara back then, my man Sal Hamilton, what's good with you? And let me shout some people out, and I'll get back to that. Christopher Russell, what's happening with you? Stan Swish, Zenith 360. My man Calvin Johnson, he say, please hit that like button and continue to show support for the channel and the platform. Exactly, man. Y'all show some support. Hit that like button. My man Randall Bivens, what's happening? PLG Sky, what's good with it? Calvin Johnson. But yeah, man. So Lara has slowed down enough for, you know, like the Charlo to beat him, for Jermell Charlo. That's in my opinion. Now it's still gonna be a hell of a good fight because you've never seen nobody knock out Lara. So you can't say that Charlo gonna go in there and knock him out. So it's gonna be a good close fight. But I think Charlo have enough firepower to edge him out. Still a solid fight. Now, I didn't know that Lara moved up to 160. I was reading the chat, and they say Lara is at 160 now. Zenith 360 say, I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yeah, I said it when I was talking, Negro.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, but he said he's just up there looking for a big fight. But he said he's going from both. He said he's going back to 54 too. He said he wants Jermell at 54. So he comfortable making 154. But he like shit. He trying to find a big fight. He can't find one. So he gonna go up and try to get one. Yeah. Right.
I mean, you got to respect that. You know, he going up looking for all the smoke. But if you look at Lara record, dog, and we got to really take this into account, right? Lara is 28-3. Right, the only loss that Lara really should have on his record, really arguably, right, is fucking Jarett Hurd. Jarett Hurd is really the only one that beat him, because I don't think Canelo beat him. You see,
I thought Canelo beat him myself though.
To me, I didn't think that. I thought he beat Canelo in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I thought he beat Canelo in that fight. But, you know, arguably, you know, but the only one that really, really beat him is, and that was a split decision. What did you think about that Jarett Hurd fight?
I thought Hurd edged it out too. I thought Hurd, that knockdown helped him out. I thought he edged it out in the last rounds, but it was close. All in fight. Paul Williams, he beat the fuck out of Paul Williams. That's what you call.
That's what I'm saying. He beat the brakes off of Paul Williams, dog.
Yeah, like that's a robbery right there. Paul Williams. That shit should have been protested, and that should have been overturned. That was clear as fucking day. You feel
That
me?
was one of the biggest robberies, dog.
In the sport, bro.
That was one of the biggest robberies, man. And then so he got robbed against Paul Williams, and there was a couple draws because he got 3 draws on his record. It was a couple draws. Now I do think that Brian Castano beat him.
I do too. I thought Brian Castano won that.
So twice. I give him 2 L's on his record. So he got a gift with Brian Castano. But who else was a draw on his record? So one of the draws was with Brian Castano, but I thought that he lost. Who else? Technical draw. He got a draw versus Vanez Martirosyan. He sure beat the shit out of Vanez Martirosyan.
No, bro, that fight was close. No, they had 2 fights, right?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't remember, but I mean, I seen the name Vanez Martirosyan, and I seen the draw, and I'm like, man, he had to beat.
Yeah, Key, that bitch was close, bro. That Vanez Martirosyan fight. I wasn't pissed off at that draw. Vanez Martirosyan fought the shit out of him. That wasn't the best Lara that day. He tried to fight, and Vanez Martirosyan was right there with his ass. That was a close one. But look, I did edge him, right? But I wasn't pissed off at the draw. I wasn't mad because Vanez Martirosyan fought in that fight. So that was. Then they supposed to had the rematch, but I don't think it happened. Or did that? Because I remember they was talking about that shit.
I don't think they had no rematch.
Yeah, but nonetheless,
rematch.
Nonetheless, he's still a hell of a fighter, bro. He's still a hell of a fighter. You know what I mean? And I still think he got something in the gas. Like, I thought Canelo beat him. I thought, 2 losses to me because I thought, like, y'all go back and watch the Paul Williams.
He beat Austin Trout back in Austin Trout when, you know what I'm saying, in 2013.
Yeah.
Forget about
Lara was doing this shit. Lara was doing this shit, but that nigga was like, niggas weren't trying to fight Lara back then, dog.
Nah.
Niggas were not trying to fight Lara back then.
Yeah. Lara, man, so he's a seasoned vet. He you know what I'm saying, he got some very solid fights on this record. So that's what is good. Chris Mitchell, I see you, fam. What's happening with it? D-Lo 404, what's happening with you? But yeah, man, Lara, I wouldn't mind seeing Lara in the ring with any of them top dudes from 160 to 154 because he's solid, And like you said, ain't nobody never knocked Lara out. So he gonna go all 12 with everybody, and he gonna give anybody he could give problems. It's just me. I don't see Lara. I know you saying that he said that he still got 3 more prime years. To me, Lara is not in his prime no more. His biggest thing was his athletic ability and his his legs, dog. He was the motherfucker, you couldn't hit him. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't hit him. Now he's a lot more hittable, so it makes him a lot more beatable. But like you said, he's still a threat to anybody. I think that Lara right now, I would like to see him against Jarett Hurd in a rematch. I think that he beats Jarett Hurd. And speaking of Jarett Hurd, man, I want to talk about Jarett Hurd for a minute. Jarett Hurd is down there right now in Colorado Springs. He's training with, Terrence Crawford and everybody down there, right? With Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, and everybody down there. Jarett Hurd is supposed to be a world-class fighter. And I fuck with Jarett Hurd. Jarett Hurd, he's went through a lot ever since he suffered that defeat to J-Rock, right? But to me, I don't think Jarett Hurd is never gonna be the same, dog. And it's like when you when you're supposed to be a top level fighter, and I'm seeing Terrence Crawford having to push Jarett Hurd. He's having to basically take Jarett Hurd up under his wing and really push Jarett Hurd. Like he has to be up under Jarett Hurd, like he's he's up under Jarett Hurd. Like I gotta take him under my wing and I gotta make sure that he trains hard. I gotta push him and I gotta get him to that next level. And to me, and this is just my opinion, right? If you are a top level fighter, you shouldn't have to have no one else, right? You shouldn't have to have another fighter that's in the same sport that you are, that's a top level fighter, right? You shouldn't have to have another fighter push you to get everything that you need out of you to be at your best. I I know fighters, they train together and they'll push each other, but that's not the case here. You feel what I'm saying? That's not the case here. Like Terrence Crawford is really taking it upon himself to really take Jarett Hurd up under his wing and push him. And they're around the same age. You dig what I'm saying? Like Jarett Hurd he a little bit younger than Terrence Crawford, but Jarett Hurd is, let me see how old Jarett Hurd is. Let me see. I think Jarett Hurd is probably 30, let me see. Let me see how old Jarett Hurd is. Jarett Hurd is 30 years old, right? He'll be 31 in August. So they're not far in age from each other. And Jarett Hurd has been at the top of the mountain. He's a former unified world champion. So to me, that is not a good look to me for Jarett Hurd, because Jarett Hurd, he's shown that he can't stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? He's always on a comeback, and then you see him, you like, damn, Jarett Hurd, he getting back in shape, and then you'll see him a couple months from then, and he done blown up again to 200-some pounds. And to me, this is just my opinion. Respect to Terrence Crawford for taking Jarett Hurd up under his wing and really, keeping an eye on him and pushing him and staying focused on Jarett Hurd to make sure that he get Jarett Hurd back to where he needs to. But you at one point, you've done things in the sport that Terrence Crawford has done. At one point in time, you can argue that Jarett Hurd's name was talked about in the sport of boxing more than Terrence Crawford was being talked about. Jarett Hurd was a main hitter, a main big factor in the sport of professional boxing at one point in time. You know what I'm saying?
I would say he's the number one super middleweight.
Yeah, he was the number one 154-pound fighter, held 3 belts all at one time. And now for you to have Bud Crawford have to really keep an eye on you, and I'm looking at these videos and Bud is right up under him. Like, you know what I'm saying? To where Bud is like pushing him. Come on. You can do it. Come on, more. Come on. I'm going to get him where he needs to be. And that just shows me a lack of a discipline. And it shows me that, you're not on that level. You shouldn't have to have another A-class level fighter get you to that level. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to have that at this stage in your career. And that just shows a weakness in Jarett Hurd to me. And me seeing that, right? Like when you see Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo work together, you see them working together. You don't see Errol Spence having to push Jermell Charlo, and be up standing over Jermell Charlo, making sure that he work and making sure that he do what he's supposed to do. You don't see Errol Spence having to ride, next to Jermell Charlo while he's running, doing laps or working out, pushing him, telling him he can do it. No, you see them pushing each other, taking each other to another level. So I don't like that. And even when you see, right, and I'm gonna make a perfect example, right? Even when you see Shakur Stevenson is in the same camp, right? When you see Shakur Stevenson and Terrence Bud Crawford work, right? You see them pushing each other. You see them working at the same time. Who can outwork who gonna outwork who? You see what I'm saying? And I'm not talking down on Jarett Hurd. I'm just saying when you at that level, right? You should want to set an example to show, okay, I'm in camp with Bud Crawford, but I'm right next to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show him that I'm on the same level as him. He going to have to outwork me. If he outwork me, he outwork me, but I'm not having him stand over me, having to push me, because I want to show I'm a champion just like you are, dog. I done had all of the belts, damn near all the belts, just like you have in my division, right? And so that just showed me you can't let a man, when y'all in the same sport, y'all been at the top of the mountain, right? At the same time, you can't let him big dog you in. You know, to me, that just shows that Jarett Hurd is showing that he's not on the level of a Jermell Charlo, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and the rest of these guys. And at one point, like Money said, we looked at Jarett Hurd of being on that level. You feel? No, I don't want to hear all of that, D-Lo. I don't want to hear all of that. Look where he coming from and this, and that. All of these guys have come from the same place. They come from the bottom and work their way up. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not down at Jarett Hurd. I'm just saying when you look at Jarett Hurd and you compare him to guys like fucking Jermell Charlo and Lara and Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? At one point, Jarett Hurd was calling out Errol Spence. Talking about Errol Spence got to get that smoke if he move up to 154. Jarett Hurd was the big dog in the division. So don't come on here telling me, oh, well, you got to look at where he came from. And all of them motherfuckers came from somewhere. They all came from the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't no fucking baby in it. No, none of these. Jarett Hurd is not a baby. You feel me? So you can't compare. Now we can no longer compare Jarett Hurd to these big dogs. If you need somebody to stand over you and do that, it's the same shit with Andy Ruiz. It's the same shit with Andy Ruiz. But the thing is, you see Canelo working with Andy Ruiz. You feel what I'm saying? But it's the same shit. If you're not saying the same shit for Andy Ruiz, don't come in here telling me where Jarett Hurd, well, you got to look where he came from. Because ain't nobody saying that shit about Andrew Ruiz. You got to look where he came from and giving him no passes. I don't care if you could disagree more. I'm speaking real facts. You wasn't coming in here talking about, well, you got to look where Andy Ruiz came from. You wasn't coming in here talking like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's stop babying these grown-ass men. You feel me? He ain't on that level with he's not on the level with Errol Spence and the rest of the big dogs, you know, at 147, whatever division. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point in time, you shouldn't need at this point in time, if you're a top dog, you can't have another top dog come in the division and have to fucking watch over you and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's just how I feel about the situation, dog. You shouldn't have to have that.
Let me touch on the key.
And I'm gonna let Money touch on this, and then we can get through the comments. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, I feel like this. I think I agree with you, and I disagree as well. I feel like with Jarett Hurd, you know, him and what D-Lo saying, he lost his pops. You know, he switched up training. This shit that he was going through, which I understand what you're saying. You can't be like, you got to be self-driven. And what you're saying is he ain't self-driven, and he do lacks that, right? Because, you know, I'm just keep it real, bro. Ernesto was his trainer, right? And I talked to Golden Boy. That's Ernesto nephew.
Let me say something to you real quick, Money. And like you touched on what I meant. My whole thing, right, is we are comparing because Jarett Hurd been to the top of the mountain. He's been there. So now we're comparing, right? We comparing Jarett Hurd to the Laras and the Charlos and the Errol Spencers and the Bud Crawfords, right? He showed he's not near their level no more. You feel me? That's my thing. Now, if you compare him to the mid-level competition, okay, cool. But if you want to put him on the top of the mountain with the rest of the guys where he once was, he showed that he's not that. And so I'm gonna let you go ahead. So that's where I'm coming from when I talk about, because we looked at him as being on that top level, right? So we've seen what Errol Spence has gone through, right? We've seen what Errol Spence didn't need somebody to come and make him do this and that, and you know, so all of these guys have gone through different things in their career at different points of their career, right? So that's where I'm coming from when I'm speaking on this. When I'm speaking of Jarett Hurd, he don't got it in him like
he's
that.
undisciplined.
So go ahead, Money.
Like it's stated, you know what I mean? He's undisciplined. Ernesto said it like, you know, and they get up over 200, you feel me? So he undisciplined. But sometimes somebody like Jarett Hurd, I ain't gonna say that he ain't on that level because he can fight his ass off. and I'll see when they get there. But like I say, that whooping by J-Rock did take something out of him, in my opinion. You feel me? The war with Laura, Jarett Hurd had wars, like he just fighting your ass. You feel me? I ain't gonna question the heart or the talent inside the ring mentally, though. It's just that, yes, he got to be more self-driven and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? He hit the top, he reached the pinnacle, he was on top for a minute, then he dropped. You know, it's a lot of motherfuckers that be self-motivated. You don't have to get their ass up. But Charlo is self-motivated. But Charlo, he's saying, like you saying, Keith, he walked into the gym, he seen Earl Spence being a gym killer. You know what I mean? He didn't need Earl Spence to push him. Let's go. He like, fuck that. I'm trying to get like that.
Right.
It was a competitive nature. Yeah, it's like, okay, so you saying he could have walked in the gym and seen Terrence Crawford and them on their shit, and he should have came from a competitive nature, then need the motherfucker to self-motivate.
Yeah, like I'm a champ just like y'all motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm in here with all of these champions. I'm a champ too. So I want to show how I get down.
Yeah, no doubt. But ain't nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, if you need that extra to get you on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to be around that circle, because maybe you can be around a circle of motherfuckers that really ain't giving a fuck about your career. They see you up, they just ride your wave. Then when you drop, you see how shit goes. So once you get around that situation, you know what I'm saying, and you get a motherfucker like that, sometimes you need that push. So it ain't nothing wrong with it. I understand where you're coming from, but it depends on how you show up in the ring as well. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you know, I fuck with Jarett Hurd. Do I think he'll beat a Charlo right now? No, I never thought he'd beat a Charlo. Could he beat a Lara right now? Probably, but it's gonna be tough because it's the mental capacity. And then with him having a new trainer and trying to work with a new trainer, because he want to fight, his trainer trying to teach his ass how to box and stay back. When he really a go-getter, his motherfucking defense is his offense. He got a little slickness to him as well. But Jarett Hurd is a banger. You know what I'm saying? All them fights that he had, he bang, 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 and he pushed and he pressed the motherfucker out. That's his style. You know what I mean? Of course, you don't want to see a fighter get hit, but his style is pressing the motherfucker out. You know what I mean? So his whole thing is coming in great fucking shape. If Jarett Hurd is in great fucking shape, he gonna give your ass a fight. He gonna give you a fight. But if he's slacking and slipping, then that's when the mental lapse will come in, and he'll fuck around and start getting, you know, pushed back, and the motherfucker start taking advantage of him. But I don't think there's nothing wrong if you need that extra to get you back, to get you on your shit, you know what I'm saying, to get you back to where you once was. You know what I mean? He ain't that mentally self-driven type motherfucker, but he's if you got that style where you need to be motivated and pushed up to get you on your shit, then you know he in the right camp. So I feel where you coming from, D-Lo, but at the end of the day, you in this boxing game, you got to be self-driven. You got to want it for your goddamn self. And it's good because everybody ain't always be there for you. It's good to have friends around and things of that nature to push you. But boxing is 80% mental. You got to want it yourself and know what you want to do. And not saying Jarett Hurd don't got that in him. You know what I mean? Not saying he ain't got that in him. But because at the end of the day, it's just you and that man over there. You feel me? But you know, I respect Jarett Hurd. He know what it takes to get there. You know what it takes to get there. And I respect him for going down there and doing what he got to do to try to get back to a world championship level and to put himself in position to be a world champion again. So I ain't gonna never knock him, man. You feel me? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But I do feel where he coming from. You do got to be self-driven, bro. You got to be self-driven. You got to want this shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to walk into that motherfucker knowing that, okay, I know what I can do. I know what I am. Let me get in here and get to work. I'm seeing these brothers work. I'm gonna get on that level with them. You know what I mean? If they want to push me, I accept that. But you don't need somebody to go in there and push you. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been that. It could have been just Terrence Crawford over there just pushing them. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Just to get that extra up out of them. So you never know. You never know. But until we see him in the ring with one of them top dogs again, that's when we'll really know where his mind stayed at and where he's at in the boxing game and what he got. Knockout, what's going down, Brody?
Yeah, man. And like I said, I agree with what you're saying. But my thing is like, and then like, you know, it's a post that he put up. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all must have forgot who the king of this shit is, right? Now, if you feel that way, if you feel, you know, I'm the king of all of these, like, you know, I'm on my king shit. I'm the king. I can't let nobody, another champion, have to push me. And this is what I'm talking about, right? Y'all see this picture, right? Let me see. Hold on. You see that? That's Terrence Crawford on the bike, you know, pushing him side by side, making sure. And when I see that, right, if we had to looked at this 3 years ago, right, we would have looked at that shit funny. Like, what the fuck they both champions. They got all the belts. This man could very possibly well move up to 154, and he could be your foe. Right? Terrence Crawford only one weight division below motherfucking Jarett Hurd, right? That could be your foe. It can never be your foe no more because now he knows your weaknesses. I've had to come over here and I've had to push you to get you where you need to be. And I understand, he lost his father. Rest in peace to his father. He's gone through a lot of things, right? He's gone through a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you've been doing this your whole life. I shouldn't need another world champion to be able to get me to that level, to be able to beg me and push me, like, we gonna get these belts back, champ. You got to do this. You got to do this. I'm gonna stand over you, and I'm gonna make sure that you work. I shouldn't have to have nobody do that. And I've been doing this my whole life. I've been at the top of the hill. You feel what I'm saying? I should be able to walk in that gym, even if I'm out of shape. And my competitive nature should be, even if I know I'm not on y'all level right now. My competitive nature, I don't want to show that. So whatever y'all doing, I want to show that I could do it better. And that's just how I feel about the situation. So you can't tell me that you the top dog or nothing. And you can't, like I said, he's called out everybody. He's called out all the or put his name with all of the top dogs. Talking about if they ever come to 154, they're gonna have to see him and this and that. So he's just showed that's a weakness. That is a weakness, and he's been in and out of different camps, and that's a weakness to me, dog. And you saying respect to Jarett Hurd for not being prideful. I don't really know what you mean by that. Like, I don't know what you mean by that. Pride is a part of being a top dog in the sport. J.A. Dixon says that boy never matured. Even before the loss, homie was still living with his parents. I'm not gonna say that, you know what I'm saying, but it shows something. It shows something, right? And if I'm Jamel Charlo, if I'm Jamal Charlo, if I'm Errol Spence, if I'm Lara, if I'm Brian Castano, if I'm anybody, I'm looking at that. And I'm like, this dude is not his mind. Boxing is 75, 80% mental. And I'm looking at that. And I'm like, he'll break. That's a weakness. What's good with it? Knockout. Sheena say, now maybe somebody can give Bud the extra umph to fight top contenders. You crazy. But see, that's a weakness in Jarett Hurd. But that shows the dog in Terrence Crawford. Like, I'm such of a dog, right? I'm gonna push that's bad look, dog. I'm such of a dog. I'm gonna push a motherfucker that y'all thought was a top level dog that had all the belts, just like I did at one point, right? I'm gonna push him to be better. I'm such of a dog. I can, you know what I'm saying? I could do my work at the same time and then take time out to push him. You like, man, you should want to be able to show Terrence Crawford that you on the same level he is. That's how I look at that shit, man. It's just Randall Bivens says easy to motivate yourself to get to the top, but when you make it to the top, it requires a different set of motivation. D-Lo say they are both boxing champions, but have different strengths. Even in training, I see encouragement and friendly competition. No, that's not what that is. You saw competition when you saw Errol Spence and fucking Jamel Charlo, right? You see somebody having to have another world champion push him because he can't get there on his own. He can't stay disciplined and motivated. That's what you see. And you can't tell me that's not what you see, because if you don't see that, you're just not looking at the situation. You know what I'm saying? the man blows up every time you turn around to 200 something pounds. And we all like Jarett Hurd, right? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all need to keep the same fucking energy with y'all. See, a lot of y'all, that's what I say about y'all. Y'all don't like to come on here and you pick and choose who you keep the same energy about. Because when we see Tank Davis blowing up in weight, we don't treat Tank Davis like that. We talk shit about Tank Davis and say that he's undisciplined. Do we not, Money? Money, am I lying? When Tank Davis blow up in weight, do we not come up? We everybody talk about how undisciplined he is, right?
You talk shit about Tank Davis, not undisciplined.
So I'm the only one that talk about Tank Davis being undisciplined.
No, it's people talk about, but I don't know how many people in the chat that talk about it, bro. I don't know who.
I'm talking about boxing as a whole. When you see Tank, when you see Errol Spence come in blowing up, they talk about that he's not disciplined. Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I not? Am I lying? So people not talking about Tank Davis, Errol Spence, huh?
This case ain't about undisciplined. This case, you're saying he's not self-driven, bro.
But he's not discipline and self. That all goes together. Discipline and self-driven, that all of that shit go hand in hand. So all I'm saying is that we have to keep the same energy, right? If you gonna do that with other fighters, right, that blow up in weight, and we say that they not disciplined and they not self-driven or whatever it may be, we can't change the tune when it come up to Jarett Hurd. We can't change that tune, right? We got to keep the. So I feel that if I'm gonna say that about other fighters, we got to keep the same energy with Jarett Hurd.
Well, you start your case off with him being, like you say, mentally weak. You saying that's a weekness for us, him needing somebody to push him.
But somebody
when they look at that situation, he's saying it's a weakness for them to push him. Everybody can get motivated, a different way. But I feel you got to be self-driven. So
it shows me, but to me,
I ain't gonna knock him from needing that little extra to get his ass up. I ain't gonna knock him on that.
Like, to me, it's showing, like, right, not only that he's not self-motivated, right, it's showing that he's, but if you look at the timeline, right, if you look at the timeline of him blowing up, now we seeing this with Terrence Crawford, and like I said, it ain't no whatever. If that's what you need, that's what you need. But if I'm a fighter and I'm looking at this man as my opposition, I'm looking at that, all of that, right? All of that as a weakness. His history of blowing up in weight, getting so big, right? That shows me that you're not disciplined, right? This shit with Terrence Crawford needs to stand over you, right? Stand over you every second to get you motivated. That's showing that you're not self-motivated, right? And then, right, everything that you've shown is showing that mentally, you ain't there all the way. And so when the going get tough, I'm not, if I'm fighting you, I know that you have weaknesses that I can exploit. I know when the press conference comes, I'm getting on your ass and I'm going to talk about those weaknesses. So I just think all of that shit go hand in hand. And if we have to keep that same energy with all of these fighters.
But you don't know if that plays a role to him inside the ring. Like if that's gonna be the reason they go win against him or not. You know what I mean? Like you say.
Well, what has he shown in the ring? Ever since he fought J-Rock, right? And I'm gonna tell you, right? My point is, ever since he's fought J-Rock and lost to J-Rock, where has his mental mind frame? You've seen how he fought in the ring. He hasn't been the same in the ring. That's mental.
Yeah, but this time around, like you say, now he's in there and he's getting that what he's need. If we gotta see how he look after this fight when he get into the ring with them boys. Now his last fight, hell yeah, he didn't look that too good to me because I seen that he wanted to press on the gas, but he was trying to listen to his new coach and he was trying to sit back and box and shit. And that wasn't his style. He wanted to go plenty of times, but he kept trying to hold himself back. But I'm looking at him, bro, and I'm gonna see how he react towards when he get in there with them big boys. You know what I'm saying? And to see if his ass can still be the same Jarett Hurd that put the pressure down. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I can't knock him off going there and getting that extra ump that he need to get his ass, get that fire lit up under his ass to get back in the position to where he once was to see if he can become a world champion again. So if you're saying that the opponents can look at that and say, okay, I see that weakness in you, maybe they can look at that and say that. But if you get into the ring, what you gonna do in the ring with him? Fuck the press conference and talking and all that shit. Show me what you gonna do in the ring with him and what you're gonna attack to try to fuck with his mental to get there. Instead, or if he's back on his shit, to pressure your ass down, and you might be reading to something that ain't even shit for real. You're reading to something that you think is there, but it ain't really there, and you get in there and it's a whole different story. So we won't know until you get into the ring with somebody and it plays out. You know what I'm saying? That's how
we've seen Jarett Hurd get in the ring. We've seen it play out. Yeah. Hold on. Let me finish. I'll let you talk. Hold on. We've seen him get in the ring, and we've seen how it played out. Yeah, he won, but he won, right? He won fights against opponents that he was supposed to get in the ring and walk through. I seen him get in the ring live. I was ringside when he fought Jarrett Wellborn. He struggled until he got the KO. He was confused. His mental was fucked up. He didn't know if he wanted to box. He didn't know if he wanted to brawl. He was confused, right? We seen him get in the ring versus Francisco Santana, a guy that Jarett Hurd, when he was before his mental started fucking with him, a guy that Jarett Hurd would have walked through like fucking butter. He would have walked through him. And we seen Jarett Hurd struggle with a Francisco Santana, a guy that he would have walked through, a guy that was like 25-7, that Jarett Hurd, the old Jarett Hurd, before his mental started fucking with him, right? We've seen Jarett Hurd walk through guys like that when he struggled. So I've seen the product in the ring. So in order for him to change all of that, he got to show me different. So from right now, what I've seen from Jarett Hurd up to that point, that's just what I've seen. I've seen that his mental is not all that. And I'm gonna end it like this. He showed right in the ring, because we gotta say, well, we gotta see what that shit translate to in the ring, right? And we can say, oh, well, he was in between coaches and all of that, right? You still not gonna forget what you learned if your mental is there. We like to make a million excuses. It's a fucking we seen Jermell Charlo. He switched coaches. 2 coaches got different styles.
What you talking about, bro?
We didn't see Jermell Charlo get confused and this and that. We seen him go in there and still get busy and do his thing. We've seen a lot of fighters change coaches, but like I said, we've seen, and we only can go off what we've seen. All of that other, well, he gonna nah. We can go off what we've seen. We've seen him. These are facts I'm speaking. This ain't no just, oh, well.
Okay, and it's facts that he won a fight.
I'm gonna let you cook.
All right, bro, you talking. I can stop your ass for it. It's facts that the man still won a damn fight. So
we've seen him blow up the weight. Let me talk to him, and I'm gonna let you cook.
All right, bro, but you keep saying this and that, but the man still won.
We can't talk at the same time. Let me talk, and I'm gonna let you cook.
But it's still a fact.
Let me talk, and I'm gonna let you cook.
Well, speak all the facts then.
Let me talk, and I'm gonna let you cook. We've seen him blow up in weight, right? We've seen him get in the ring and not look good against opponents that he was walking through before, right? And we've also seen him be just undisciplined all the way around. You can't beat 200 plus pounds and fight at 154. So that's all I got to say. So from right now, I've seen all of this not being self-motivated, not being disciplined, and not having the mental capacity inside the ring to show that you're going to be a top level fighter and stay at that level. I've seen all of that. So from here forth, what we see from Jarett Hurd, we just got to sit back and wait. But up until this point, everything that I'm talking about, I've seen that, and that's a fact. So, go ahead and then we can move on.
Yeah, you keep saying it's a fact, but it's also a fact that the man won the fight. So you can say, yes, he's having mental lapse. It ain't like he just having a fucking mental completely, he just gone. Oh shit, Jarett Hurd man is mentally weak to the point where he going in there. Yeah, he's struggling with these fighters and he's taking the L. No, he's still finding a way to win, bro. The man he's still there. He's still showing that he got it, right? But sometimes you need that little extra to get that shit up under you, bro. He don't have the same team that he had. You switching coaches. Yes, people go through shit when they switch coaches. That's just how the game goes. It's a lot of fighters that go through shit when they switch coaches and they go in that motherfucker and they don't look as impressive as they looked before until they figure out the fucking game plan. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm still looking at Jarett Hurd as Jarett Hurd until he get into. I want to see him get in there with the big dogs and see how he attack their ass. You know what I mean? If they figure it out and they break it down, J-Rock went in there and did what he had to do to him. J-Rock got the W. He took an L. But J-Rock also took a loss. Jamel also took. Everybody took L's at the fucking 154-pound division. That's what happened. But it ain't like he didn't bounce back and get W's, or he just bounced back and goddamn, Jarett Hurd just looked so terrible. The nigga got a gift. He's done. It ain't like he just done and washed up and shit like that. So if you need to go somewhere and you feel, and like you say, he looking at himself like, damn, that shit wasn't good enough. Damn, this fight one, I need to find something different, bro. I need to find that up to get my ass up. Let me go down here with Bud Crawford and them. They putting in good fucking work in Colorado Springs. One of the top places to go to work out. That is a fact because a lot of fighters say the shit. So if the man going on to make himself better and he feel like he need that extra ump to get his ass up, to get into that ring and be himself, I'm not going to knock him and say that's a mental lapse. I'm going to say that, yeah, sometimes certain fighters not self-driven on their own, right? But he know what he needs to get him back on his shit. And that's what he's getting to. So if he getting back to that motherfucking level to get him back on that shit, and if you need to go down there with Bud, a motherfucking undefeated fighter looking like a big brother figure, a motherfucker that's still at that level fighting the shit out of, that's fighting the shit out of motherfucker Shakur Stevenson. It's a winning format that's going on down there. So let me get my ass around this winning circle and try to get back in shape and do what the fuck I got to do to get back to that level. And that's what the man is doing. So I'm giving the man credit for doing what the fuck he got to do. Now, should you be self-driven and self-motivated in this game because it's 80% mental? Yes, the fuck you should be. But that's what a man getting back to. And like I said, if you need that little extra ump to get there, then that's what it's going to be. But until I see him in the ring, one of the top dogs at 54 or at 160, where the fuck he go fight at, and he fuck up and they end up beating the fuck out of him, I'm like, you know what, Jarett? Nah, that's it. You feel me? Yes, I'm seeing him, and I heard the stories about his ass being undisciplined. So yes, you're not wrong with saying, okay, you got to be more disciplined and doing this and doing that. But it ain't like he going in there just getting his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh man, his career is over with. Nah, the man doing what he got to do to get back on track. You got to give him credit for that shit, and let's see what his next fight look like, and if he can put himself back in position to get to the top fight. But I'm not just gonna just throw out certain shit and not say everything like, oh man, yeah, he like that, like me. I'm just saying, oh yeah, he going in there, he whoop old boy in them ass, dog. He doing this and not mention, or nah, he struggled a little bit. But I'm not just gonna mention he going in there, he's struggling with these motherfuckers and not say, oh well, you know what, he still found a way to win. So you gotta give him credit for still finding a way to get the W. No, don't matter who is against. Shit. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna see how it plays out with a man, see how he get back in the ring, see how he perform. But I feel like this is a good thing for Jarett Hurd, not so much of a bad thing. But yes, you do got to be mentally driven, right? And you do got to be self-motivated to get yourself there. You know what I mean? So he made a decision to go down there, and we're gonna see how it play out in this next fight.
So what if Terrence Crawford, right, say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna move up to 154 and I'm fucking take over 154, and he does that, right? And Jarett Hurd is at 154, right? How do you think that Terrence Crawford is gonna look at Jarett Hurd? Or what happens in that fight?
Jarett Hurd got to get on this shit and go fight Terrence Crawford. It ain't no matter how you gotta look at him, he got a game plan for Jarett Hurd.
So if they fought, right? So if they fought, let me
ask a question. Let me ask the question. If he going in there, if you got to worry about, oh, well, you know what? I trained with this cat. I know he mentally weak. I had to push him to get through that, to get him on his shit. Well, guess what? You probably just did him a favor getting him on this shit so it can go both ways. Now you got him on this shit. Now you know what? Hold on. Now you know what he got to do to get back on this shit. So I'm not just gonna say, oh, so this Terrence Crawford push you to get on your shit, and he come to 54.
So this is what he push you. He gonna beat you. So what you said,
know if he gonna beat him or not, bro.
The main key, what you said, right, is train with this cat. He wasn't training with him. He was training him. He was side by side with him, pushing him, pushing him. So if I got a man that if we're in the same weight division,
training him. That's
if we're in the same weight division, if Errol Spence, right? If Errol Spence,
you looking at this shit wrong, bro.
No, I'm looking at it for what it is. I'm looking at it
wrong, bro. You talking about
two top world class fighters.
Bud Crawford ain't going to no damn 54. First of all,
you don't know what Bud Crawford doing.
He ain't right? No
You don't know what Bud Crawford doing. Right now, if I'm looking at this shit, right, and I'm fucking Errol Spence
I bet you on part
and I need and Errol Spence needs fucking Jermell Charlo to stand over him and make him do everything that he needs to do. And then if they have to fight down the fucking line, that's you already showed me all of your weaknesses.
Bro, they working.
And like I said, I'm gonna end it like this.
They working, man. Come on, man.
Jarett Hurd, he says, y'all must have forgot who the fucking top dog of this shit is. You're not a top dog. You're not a top dog.
You're just not the top dog.
You're not the no, he said the top dog. He said
he's the top dog. He's just not the top dog. He's a top dog in 54.
Hold on. So since you know, I'm gonna read verbatim what he said.
I said he's a top dog, not the top dog. You don't have to.
Oh, I thought you said that's what you said. No. I'm saying what he said. What he said. He says y'all must have forgot who the top dog of this shit is. You're not a top dog. You're not the top dog. For real. And what you've been showing me, you're not a top dog. Because like I said, you can say, oh, well, he still pulled out the win and all of that. Well, we're not keeping the same energy if Bud Crawford go in there and struggle against a fucking a C- D level fighter and barely pull out the no. We're not finna come on here and say, well, Bud or Errol Spence, well, they still edged out the win. We're not finna do that. So, like I said, if you are a top dog, if you're a top dog in the sport, with no matter what class you are, a top dog. Well, we have to talk about you and treat you like a top dog. You can't have it both ways, right? You can't have it both ways. So if I'm looking at Jarett Hurd as a top dog, if everybody on here gonna look at him as a top dog, well, we gotta treat him like he's a top dog. Other than that, if we're gonna make all these excuses and you know,
what excuses, bro?
If we don't make all of
that's why I say you look at this shit wrong.
If we don't want to hold him, to the same standards, let me talk because I let you talk when you
right there, bro. You say something about making up what excuses you talking about?
If we want to hold him to all of these,
what excuses, bro?
We got to hold him to the same standards as we do everybody else. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? He's not a top dog. That's all I gotta say about
excuses you talking about though.
Let me get through this.
Still ain't mentioning the excuses, dog. That's why I say you're looking at the shit wrong.
World Combat Sport off in that super chat. He say support these boxing voices, sending 100% hot topics. Hardcore listeners, salute to you, World Combat, always showing support, man. And y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man, Scotty White, man, over there putting in work. But you know,
now, Scott. We ain't named one excuse you talking about somebody making, bro.
I'm talking about overall. If
now you say we'll keep making all these excuses. What excuses are we making for fucking Jarett Hurd?
It's like I said, it's excuses because if we're gonna hold him to
what excuse? Okay, you say this excuse. You never said the excuse. Say the excuse.
Okay. Well, he been going through a lot. He's switching trainers. He was practicing. He switched trainers and he was practicing what he was doing in the ring. That's why he struggled. Those are all excuses. So if we gonna hold him and say that he is a top dog, he had all the belts except for one. If we gonna hold him to that standard, well, we gotta hold him to the same standards as everybody else. And D-Lo, my man D-Lo 404 Boxing, he says, I like it, a great discussion. Yeah, man, it's just like I said, it's not that I'm right and he wrong or you right it, but it's just like my whole thing is if we're gonna hold him and put him in that class of top dogs, right? We got to hold him to the same standard that we holding them to, because I think I feel strongly that if this was Terrence Crawford, if this was Errol Spence, if this was Tank Davis, you know, if this was Teofimo Lopez or whoever if this was Gary Russell, it would be a bad look. If Tank Davis had to come in and stand over Gary Russell Jr. and to get him to fucking push himself and work and to get him to get back disciplined, we would look at that a whole different way. Gary Russell lost his pops. He didn't lose his pops. He lost his brother. He done lost his brother. That man done went through. He done went through hard shit. Motherfucking Tony Harrison lost his pops.
And bet right in here. Better tell you when Gary Russell pops was going through that shit, them niggas slowed down and they went in. They was going through some shit and went and hollered at their pops, bro.
You didn't need another world-class athlete.
Everybody go through shit, bro. Niggas is human too, but you talking about excuses. At the end of the day, that man got in there and found a way to win. Now, like I said, I agree with somebody.
You another world-class athlete.
You took that shit. You took that shit somewhere else that I don't agree with, and I gotta say you wrong on some of that shit.
Okay, no, I'm not wrong. Yes, I'm not wrong. Check this out.
Dead. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You're dead ass wrong.
No, you wrong. You wrong because you're not keeping it real. You holding different standards.
I can't be treating all the way around the board. I say,
okay, Gary Russell,
you gotta be mentally tough. But
Gary,
you talking about? Like you went somewhere else with that shit, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta tell you, you went somewhere else.
Hold on, Batman in the building. Batman is in the building right now. Batman. I want you to let me know, right? Everything that Gary Russell been through, because he been through a lot. Will he ever need somebody like Tank Davis or Terrence Crawford to get in there and make sure that he gonna be on his game and do what he got to do? I just answer that. And like I said, I fuck with Jarett Hurd. But when y'all see me come on here and talk about it, when y'all see me come on here, one thing y'all can't say about me is I'm gonna keep it 150 all across the board. I'm not finna show favoritism.
You can't be putting certain shit in certain perspective just because you see a man going down.
John Cage, my man Batman, he kept it simple. He said no.
Getting the extra
okay,
that's no. Gary got all his
and he's not going to let that happen.
Gary got all his brothers to push him, so
it doesn't matter.
Come on, bro.
Jarett Hurd got other people in his motherfucking camp to push him.
Gary pushes brothers and his brothers push him. Am I wrong, Batman? Yes or no, dog? Gary pushes brothers and his brothers push him, right?
That's different, dog. His brothers, not another top class fighter.
If you don't have a trainer and you look for somewhere to go,
right?
And if Jarett Hurd going to find somebody to work out with to get that push that he need, man, I'm not finna look into that shit just too much and making it like, oh, this, like I said, I get what you're saying. I fuck with you when you say, yes, you got to be mentally strong and you got to want it for yourself. But you can't knock the man if you're going out and getting what the fuck he need to get back to the level you feel like you need to get to, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro.
In the same division, you're not gonna.
These dudes is working, bro.
You're not gonna see Gary Russell having to do this. You're not gonna see Gary Russell have Tank Davis on the fucking bike following him, bro. Side by side, making sure that he running fucking laps
to work at.
These dudes is working, bro.
They working. Come on, man. Cut the bullshit, dog.
Like
I say, you taking that shit. You taking that shit elsewhere
to do what he got to do.
You taking it elsewhere, bro.
I'm not taking it elsewhere. I'm just saying if we're gonna put him on that hot pedestal,
how do you know the scenario, though, Key? Okay, since you want to say that, Key, how you know the scenario, Key? How you know Jarett Hurd ain't finna say, you know what, bud? I'm about to go running, man. What's going down? Let me grab the bike. I'm finna go. You don't know what the fuck the situation is. If you want to be so technical about it, if you want to be so technical about it, bro, you don't know what happened on that day. Maybe Jarett Hurd was going to run by himself. And Bud Crawford grabbed a bike and just wanted to go. You don't know how it's going, bro. That's why I say you're looking too far in it and you're making it something not. The beginning of it, I fuck with you. I agree. When you start taking that shit left, hell no, man. I'm not agreeing with that shit.
You ain't gotta agree. You ain't gotta agree. You gonna have your opinion just like I got mine. Like I said, at the end of the day, I ain't asking you to agree with shit.
We'll find out when you get into that ring and how you look. We gonna find out when you get to that ring and how you look.
We see how he looked. But see, that's the thing is my whole thing is Terrence Crawford, right? They not in the same weight class right now, but Terrence
assume some shit.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm not assuming nothing. I'm
Terrence
saying
Crawford going to 54, and if he fight him,
hold on. Did I say that Terrence Crawford was going to 54? Did you hear that out of my mouth? I said that if Terrence Crawford goes to 54, it could happen. He said we've heard Terrence Crawford's name, right? We've heard rumors of him going to 54. I'm not saying that he is going to 54.
If I didn't get shot in my fucking neck, if I didn't get shot in my neck, I'd still be walking. That if shit is ifs. Only thing I see right now is them man's working and Jarett Hurd getting back to the motherfucking top, and he going down there to get the ump that he need to get a fire lit back up on his ass so he can get into that ring and try to get back in position to be a world champion at the end of the day, bro. The boxing game is it's a mental thing. So if you gotta get your fucking mental right and go to Colorado Springs where them motherfuckers get down, that one of the best places to go train at for you to get back on your shit, I'm not gonna knock that, man, bro. At the end of the day.
And I hear what you're saying, but see me, all I'm saying,
would it be better? Would it be better if it was his brother? If it was his brother,
this is what I'm saying.
Right? No, hold on. He got a brother that do music, right?
Look,
names I forgot his name. With it, cool dude. He cool as fuck. Me and him had conversation shit. So would it be better if it was his brother on the side of him saying, "Let's go, Jarett, push it"? Would it be better if it was his brother?
Yeah, it would. And this is what I'm saying.
Bro.
Hold on. I don't give a fuck if it was Bud or Errol Spence, right? Or it don't matter. Or fucking Tank Davis or whoever. All I'm saying, right? All I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, right? If you are saying that you are a top level, right? If you saying that you in the same boat as all of these fucking top guys that we talk about, right? If you saying that you at the top of the fucking, you at the top
going
of the
down, coach.
If you at the top of the level in boxing, right? You a superstar, right? You saying that y'all must have forgot who the top dog of this shit is. If you're saying that, which he said, if you looking at yourself as a top dog, right? You shouldn't have another top dog in the same of your profession, in the same profession as you, right? Have to stand over you while you working out, pushing you, telling you what to do. When you running, have to ride beside you to motivate you. You should be able to walk into any fucking gym if you a top dog, just like Shakur did, and say, "Hey, motherfucker, I just got off the plane. Let's get it. I'm on the same level as you. I'm a top dog, just like I've been through shit. You've been through shit. We all been through shit, right? I'm a top dog just like you, right? Even if you in better shape than me right now, even if I'm not in that mind frame, right? I'm a top dog. So I'm gonna do everything I can to show you that you not no better than me. We had 3 belts at the same time. I'm a top dog just like you. So if he a top dog, this is all I'm saying. If he calling himself a top dog, if we saying that he's a top dog, right? Well, then he has to show that, and we gotta have the same, right? We have to have the same requirements for him as we do the rest of the top dog. Now, if he's under them, right? If he's under them and we like, okay, well, Jarett Hurd is, he ain't really on that level. You know what I'm saying? He's working to be a top dog. Now, if you're working to be a top dog, that's perfectly fine to have somebody like Bud Crawford help you get there. It's perfectly fine to have Bud Crawford help you get there if you're not a top dog yet, but you're working to be on Bud Crawford's level, right? But if you're saying that you on that man level and you the top dog at 154 with a Jermell Charlo and everybody that's at 154, you are the top dog. What you saying? That to me, you shouldn't have to have that. But if you're not that, well, it's cool. That's all I'm saying. If you're not that, it's cool. But and you saying why am I assuming that Bud has to press to motivate her? I'm not assuming nothing. I'm not looking at a story. I saw video footage, right? That's the picture that I showed you wasn't all that I saw. I saw video footage of Bud standing over him, telling him, "Let's go," and making sure that he works. That's what I'm telling you what I saw. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna hold all of them to the same standards. But to me, it's cool. He not a top dog. That's just how I'm gonna take it. He's not a top dog, and he working to get there.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. He ain't the top dog at 54, but Jarett Hurd is a top dog at 54. Jarett Hurd is one of the big names at 154. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You can't dispute that at all. The man is a former motherfucking world champion. Still one of the names that everybody want to see fight the other top dudes. You feel me? All these motherfuckers taking L. So at the end of the day, bro, you going down there, you working with motherfucking world champions. You working with motherfuckers that's at that elite level, and you getting yourself back to that elite level. If you need that extra push to get you back on your shit, salute to you. Go down there and do what the fuck you got to do, because this boxing game ain't easy at the end of the day. A lot of people got their opinions. They go read into certain shit, look at it this way, look at it that way. Yes, you do need to be self-driven. You do need to be self-motivated to get into this game. But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna take that shit elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else and make it look like something else. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we gonna see what Jarett Hurd go do in his next fight. We gonna see if this, you know what I'm saying, go push him to get back to that level where he can get a world championship fight. Because we know Cholo fit to be undisputed, and everybody fit to be gunning for Cholo. So we gonna see if he can put himself in position to get a Jamel Cholo fight, or if he vacate the titles, if he put himself in position to get another world title shot. You know what I mean? But Jarett Hurd is still one of the top fucking fighters at 154. He talking this shit. He coming back. Let's just see where he end up at, bro. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter, man.
Yeah, we gotta see. We gotta see. You know, to me, like I said, me and Money gonna disagree. I agree with him on. I agree with him on some of the things that he's saying, but some of the things, you know, we gonna have to agree to disagree. I just think that, you know, if he is a top dog and he needs to want to show that he's a top dog. You know what I'm saying? That I can go in here and I can outwork Bud Crawford. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my best to outwork Bud Crawford. I don't need him to stand over me and make sure that I'm motivated, to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I could outwork him. So that's just how I looked at the situation, because I did look at Jarett Hurd as the top dog. And like I said, at one point, Jarett Hurd was probably name was buzzing more than Terrence Crawford's name was at one point. And Batman say, I guess they friends, he said, and he needs somebody to keep him disciplined. Excuse me, hold on. He said he needs somebody to keep him disciplined. He said, you got some weak-minded people in boxing. You know, it is what it is. You know, I fuck with Jarett Hurd, so don't get it twisted. I fuck with Jarett Hurd heavy, you know.
I mean, we know you fuck with me. You pay to go to that nigga fight.
Yeah, I fuck with Jarett Hurd heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like real heavy. Jarett Hurd, a solid ass dude. So don't think I don't fuck with Jarett, but y'all hear me, right? Y'all hear me, dude. I'm not, because I always say this, because I fuck with you, I'm still not gonna hold my tongue back. But I want to see Jarett Hurd get back on his shit, you know. I really do. But you know, hopefully this helps him. And I think it is. I think that him being in camp with Bud and you know, just the whole team surrounded, I think it is going to help him, because he going to get to see he going to really, you know, he gets to see first class how a fucking world class athlete does, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I just don't never think that you can't change his mental, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. But Batman, I'm gonna let you get your you know what I'm saying, your words in, and then I gotta get off, man. I got somewhere to go, and we gonna continue. We didn't even get into the main topics, but we gonna continue tomorrow. I came on late today. I apologize for that, but tomorrow I will be in here on time. But I'm gonna let you get your what you gotta say off, Batman. What's good with it?
What's up, Key? What's up, Money? I was gonna say this. Jarett Hurd is one of them people that he needs somebody over top of him. That's why he lost. That's why what his trainer say? What his trainer say when he lost to J-Rock? When he lost to J-Rock, he was like, he changed. He started thinking he was a superstar and got his head too big. So he's one of them dudes. Bitches, you know, you got bitches, you got money, you got this. He one of them dudes that can't resist that shit. Come on, man. He had some black man. So before he even got into boxing, he probably was and getting away with it. But now he needs somebody that's world class. I guess, man, yeah, world class. You know, Terrence Crawford, world class, and straight motherfucker.
Yep.
So he need one of them around him. You know, but there's a lot of people in boxing that don't need that.
Money, I think you got feedback coming from you, Money.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead, Batman.
No, I was like, you got a lot of people in boxing that don't need that extra push, that know what they there for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Jarett Hurd, one of them guys that he got money now. You know, he got bad bitches coming his way. Man, come on, man. Some of these guys can't turn that shit down.
Let me ask you a question, Batman. If you are in the same weight division as Jarett Hurd now, and you see that, right? And you know, you see that he is a future foe of yours. What's your like? How are you looking at that?
I mean, I ain't looking at his work ethic. No, I mean, I can't look at that no other way because him fighting me might spark something in him. So
Right.
That. I can go off when I'm working with him.
Right.
If Terrence Crawford spawned him, that's a whole totally different avenue. That gives Terrence Crawford confident enough to be like, damn, I can try to hang with these niggas at 154. Oh, and if I'm getting out on them like real easy in box and spawn, oh, now I can fuck him up if I ever go up to 154 and fight him. That's, I mean, but training them or helping them work out is totally different. Cause when he go against me, it's gonna click in his head that I gotta be in shape for this nigga. I know what he about. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so, hold on. Who got blocked? Sheena, who got blocked? Don't block nobody, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't block nobody. But yeah, So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can look at this situation. Who blocked Zenith 360? Don't block nobody, man. Hold on, man. I'm gonna have to go in there. I don't know who blocked you, man. You can't block that man for having a different opinion.
He back though, okay. He ain't blocking nobody.
He back? Okay, yeah. Don't be blocking nobody. Yeah, but like I said, man, you can look at it at a whole bunch of different ways, but you know, it is what it is. We gonna see what this does for him, because up until now, Jarett Hurd ain't looked good, you know, in the ring. He hasn't looked good in the ring, huh?
But like Money said, boxers got it worse. You gotta be in training camp. You can't eat a pussy. You can't eat what you want to eat. Come on, man. That's really mental.
Right.
That's a mental fortitude. That's fucking willpower.
Coach, what's happening with it? Coach, I didn't see Coach up in here. What's good with you, Coach?
Man, Coach said in this thing.
And a lot of these guys gotta have it, or have somebody on top of them to make them have it.
Yeah, man. But like I said, man, I fuck with Jarett Hurd, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I like Jarett Hurd. I think everybody in here really fuck with Jarett Hurd. He a good dude, you know. Let me say
this, Keith. Where you think Tiger be at without his coach and without Floyd and them?
I mean, but that's his coach. You feel me?
I'm just saying. All right, but if he having to leave him, what do you think Tiger be at? Without them guys, he already big headed. He already be doing the shit. They got to get him in early just to make him what's calm. But what if you think Tiger was in the driver's seat? Who you think he'd be at?
Well, see, this is how I look at it. You feel what I'm saying? I look at that. If I see Gary Russell having to stand over Tank to make him work, I'm looking at that shit some type of way.
They friends.
If I see Gary, if I see Gary have to fly out somewhere, or you know, or Tank having to go out to fucking to DC where y'all at and Tank training with y'all, but I see Gary Russell having to stand over Tank Davis and make him do and help him train and make, not train with him, right? I'm saying stand over him and make sure that he does what he's supposed to do to get him motivated. I'm looking at that some type of way.
But they friends. There's a difference. We're not.
It don't matter. To me, it don't matter because at the end of the day, y'all only one weight class. You only one weight class apart, right? And at the end of the day, I'm saying that I'm the same top dog as you. So if I'm a top dog just like you are, we working together. We motivating each other. I want to be able to go in there and work with you and show you that you can't out me.
So that means motherfucking what's his name? Charlo and Spence should get the fuck away from each other.
No, that's not that. But see that you misunderstanding what I'm saying. You misunderstanding what I'm saying. Hold on, you misunderstand what I'm saying. You gotta listen to what I'm saying, Batman. And I made this reference earlier. I don't know if you heard me or not. I said when Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, when Jermell Charlo came to that ring, right? When he came to the gym with Errol Spence, right? They were working together. They was competing with each other. Yeah, they was competing with each other. They were working together. Errol Spence wasn't standing over Jermell Charlo, making sure that Jermell Charlo did what he was supposed to do. It's a big difference.
Now Jarett Hurd fell off. Jarett Hurd fell off. He don't have the motivation that he had when he was like 5 fights ago. He don't have the same motivation. Now I go up here with Terrence Crawford. Now it ain't him standing. He's showing me certain shit. He working with me. He making sure I get up and do what I gotta do. He right there with me for I can. Some people need somebody right there with them.
Put that fire back on his ass.
That's it. Put the fire back on him. Some people, some of them boxers are weak-minded.
And see, this is the thing. I understand that 150%, but I cannot say that I'm on the same level as you. I am the top dog in my division if I need that. So until then, I can't claim that.
He was there at one time. He got knocked off.
That don't matter. He's not there now.
Yes, he trying to get. That's why he over there with That's why he over there with them trying to get back.
Right, no.
That's the same thing when somebody leave a trainer and go to another trainer. It's the same thing. Because he was a fighter.
Man, I'm telling you, they supposed to be on the same level. We look at them as both.
They not on the same level because
so it's not
what's called mental fortitude.
Exactly. Well, you just said what I said. They ain't on the same level. That's all I'm saying.
I never said they was.
But I'm saying that the public at one point in time, right? They were supposed to be on the same level. So that's all I'm saying. If they either are on the same level,
that's what boxing skills.
It's either they're on the same level or they're not. I said it clearly.
That's in boxing skills. That's in boxing. Yeah. That's in the ring. But on like training, half of them dudes ain't on the same level. Like Tank ain't on the same level as my brother. With mental fortitude, staying in shape all year round. Tank and Gary ain't on the same level.
But so this is what I'm saying, right? Like I said earlier, clearly I said it's either if you not on that same level as them, right? And you a level below them, but you trying to work your way up to that level, it's perfectly fine to see that, to have that, right? If you're trying to work your way up, like, okay, I'm not on that level yet with a Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo and all of them dudes, right? But I'm working with Terrence Crawford to get on the level that he is because I want to be on that level. That is perfectly fine.
To get back to my status, my status I was before I even came over here, because I made it there. I slipped up, started fucking around, got too big headed and thought I was the shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, at the end of the day, to me, if I'm looking at that, even if I'm a betting man, he going there with one of them top dogs. I ain't putting my money on him. To me, I ain't putting no bread on him. But you know, like I said, man, I wish the best for Jarett Hurd, man. I hope that he can get back to, you know, where he was. I hope that he can get back to where he was, you know, and get that confidence back, get that mental back. You know, I hope that he can do that, man. I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to see what he does, you know, out there working with Terrence Crawford, you know. But I gotta wrap this thing up. Let me get your final words, Batman.
Man, like you said, I hope Jarett Hurd, you know, he from my area. I hope he get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Cause like his coaching them said, he got big headed. He wasn't coming to the gym. He thought he knew it all. Now he's with somebody that, you know, I guess he linger. I mean, he can take his criticism. He can, cause the motherfucker who he with does the same thing he do. You know, some people can't take it from a motherfucker that never been on that level.
Right.
They outgrow motherfuckers and think they know it all when they get the winning all the time. And that's something Jarett Hurd did. So I guess he's over there with Bud Crawford. He's working hard, trying to get back to his status. And I hope, like you said, I hope well for him.
Right. Money. And let them know, man, where to find you at Batman.
Every Sunday on Drew Titan, man. You know, you can catch me on here sometimes. You know, when my man and them talking good topics, I come on. And you can go on at IG and catch me on everything credit. You can come talk to me, whatever.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Batman. Appreciate you, man. Big money, big stepper. Let them know. What's your final words, man? What's your final breakdown?
Salute to everybody that came through showing love as always. Salute to the ones who donated. You dig what I mean? It's just, man, shouts out to Jarett Hurd. Like everybody say, man, we just want to see the best for the brother. We don't want to see nothing bad for him. Nobody up there hate Jarett Hurd. Everybody ride for him, shit like that. You know, boxing is a mental game, and you know, you gotta be all the way in this shit. You gotta be mentally in this shit. Otherwise, you will get fucked around in that ring. So I just wish him the best, man. You know, we'll see what happens with him. But y'all stay safe out there. Y'all come follow me on Monty Brown TV. You know, I've been dropping videos after videos. Y'all go like it, check them out. Follow me on Instagram, you know, at Monty_the writer. We got Canelo going this week. Well, it's on the zone, so we will be showing that fight. We will be streaming the fight. If y'all need somewhere to watch the fight, come through, rock out with your boy. Continue to support my bro Key. You feel me? Always coming with the fire. Like I say, we will be back tomorrow for the big topic we gonna talk on today. You know, and we gonna kick that to y'all like that, man. But salute to all y'all out there, man. Stay corona free, right? Wash your hands, wear your masks. That shit is real. But it's all love, fam. Y'all know I'm gonna get down, man. Big dog status, family.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm gonna fuck around. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail, the title, all that shit. Man.
Now leave it up. That shit. Just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, motherfucker didn't talk about nothing that had to do with the topic of the show, but it is, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is, man. That's how I get down. But like I said, man, I just look at it as me as being a former athlete and everything. I just look at certain things from a competitive standpoint, you know what I'm saying? From a competitive nature, you know, if we both top dogs, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying I'm a top dog. I just don't want nobody else to be able to show me up. You know what I'm saying? I'll work with you, but I can't have you standing over me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work with you. We you know, I'm gonna show you that you can't outwork me. That's just how I looked at the. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. I looked at that Jarett Hurd should have been working with him, saying, hey, yeah, you Terrence Crawford, but I'm Jarett Hurd. You feel me? I'm shit. We shit. I'm a champion just like you are. So let's go ahead and let's work. That's how I looked at the situation. So you know that was my whole thing. No hate for Jarett Hurd at all, man. Wish the best for Jarett Hurd, but like I said, I appreciate everybody to come in. You know, show love. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all continue to support the channel. Support Money. You know what I'm saying? He dropping videos every day. I'm gonna be dropping more videos for y'all. I wasn't able to drop none this weekend. I'll be having the kids and stuff, so I'll be having a lot going on. But yeah, just be on the lookout. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button though. Real talk. Mike Rhymes said he cannot get it back because he's afraid to go fight the man that whooped his ass. I wouldn't say all of that. And Sheena, and appreciate you, Queen Sheena, and everybody. Like I said, y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and we out.
can't see me in no department. Speed, power, chance, heart, none.
Alright.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap a troll with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck a troll what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like